such a boring race, honestly saying, but you can see the McLaren dominance again, and it is so good. Like, Norris did a pretty good job, and Max was P2, but what in the margin? Plus 22 seconds, which is way bigger than we could ever expect.
We have been waiting for this. Yeah, we have been waiting for this day for a very long time now, as Max has been winning since 2022. He has not lost or even come second at any race. Like there are barely any races where he has managed to not be at the podium, and now he's fading out. I don't know how, but we all know that there are issues with the Red Bull car. The RB20 is not as fast as you might expect it to be. So thank you, RB, for that. And because of that, we are getting Ferrari and McLaren to get back on track. I don't know what's wrong with what was wrong with Mercedes. I mean, they were doing good, but they had some issues with the car this time. They couldn't get the setup right.
Yeah.
But it's okay. At least Lewis had his recovery drive.
Yeah,
he went from P14
he did a
to
pretty
P8.
good recovery drive. No.
I don't know what happened with George there, because he went from P4 to P7, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
he did.
Anyway.
Yeah. So starting with Lando Norris, at the start when the lights went off, Norris had a pretty bad reaction, poor start, honestly saying. Max did a pretty good job in that, and he took the lead, but not for a long.
Yeah.
Max was
and
trying
it's a
to
typical
create,
race start anyway.
Yeah, he was trying to create such a long gap, but it couldn't happen at all. By 17th lap, Norris overtook Max on the straight, of course.
Yeah.
And then we know the
same
history.
turn, the same turn, by the way. The turn one was the turn where he overtook again, and he's like, bye Max, good night. Max didn't even try to defend because he knew that the car is slow. I mean, Max accepting the fact that the car is slow is like, oh my god, that's the downfall of Red Bull at the end.
Max tried to do, like, he has accepted, the whole RB has accepted at this point that the car isn't improving still. And I guess they are trying their best to get good upgrades in their car. They even tried this weekend also, but it was not that much efficient for their cars as expected, honestly saying.
Yeah.
But okay, they are trying to catch up, and at this point, like.
And anyway, Piastri is the one whom people are counting upon right now. Like the McLaren people are like solely counting on him, and obviously Norris, because Norris is the alpha of the group right now. But considering the fact that he couldn't even overtake Leclerc at some point, because that's what was needed here, and that didn't happen. The gap was only 1.4 seconds, which Piastri would have easily taken off by the setup of the car he had and the speed he was carrying upon, but it still didn't work out for. Never mind. I mean, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. But honestly saying, McLaren got a bit wrong with Piastri's strategy
but still he covered it up though. Like
he tried covering up.
But luckily McLaren was not as bad as it has been in the couple of races before. Like they're asking the drivers what tires you want. At least they know what tires the driver should have.
So they're improving in the strategies.
And Perez being Perez, like he was there, he wasn't there. But still, he had a good drive.
Yeah, he did a good drive. He came
P5, P6 actually. Yeah.
P6, and like after such bad results from past 4 to 5 races, it is one of the best results he could get for the team at this point.
Correct. Ferrari not able to perform the whole weekend, ended up performing in the final race. Leclerc got P3 and Sainz had an incredible drive of getting to P5 from P10. So that
was
comeback was
an amazing
one. At least
honestly, he was the only person who was keeping the race alive. Like he was the only person who was keeping the whole race alive. Like it was pretty boring. Like ek time pe to bahut
driver
bore
of the day was
but
for
by
him.
Seeing his overtakes, it was one of the most interesting. Like the way he overtook Pierre Gasly. Oh my god, it was such a good
I slept twice in the race. Someone was calling me and I'm like, I'm not picking up your calls, I'm sorry.
बहुत बोरिंग हो गया था, कुछ ऐसे इंटरेस्टिंग ही नहीं हो गया था. बट वन ओनली इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग वाज दैट Lando gave Max such an incredible competition, man.
And talking about RBs, like Visa RB, They weren't in the race at all. They were just driving. The cameras never even went to there. And then the same goes with Kick Sauber. The Kick Sauber was just existing for the fact of existing.
Yeah.
That's it. Big news for Logan. So please continue what happened.
Yes, so Logan had a crazy crash in practice race 3. Which, like,
The
Williams...
Grosjean level crash.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
That
because
was
the car
Grosjean level crash, yeah.
got up to the fire and caught up to the fire. And
Yeah.
I feel he tried to manage the car. Already the tracks were wet. He tried to manage the car. He couldn't. And he crashed. And this weekend, Williams got major upgrades in the car, basically. And they needed some information from the car and everything. But Logan crashed it. He is safe, like...
And Albon,
yeah.
On the top of that, Albon was disqualified of the qualifying.
As per the regulations, the floor should not exceed the length, okay?
Correct.
And by few it was a bit outside, so they had to trim a little
Correct.
bit. Because of that, he was disqualified. And like it was a big L, like the whole weekend was a big L for Williams. They tried their best to get, but they couldn't get it anywhere. So, but Albon did a good drive in the race. Like he caught up to
Albon
P11.
came into P14, if I'm not wrong, from P20.
I feel bad for K-Mag, bro. I really feel bad for K-Mag. Like on the straights, he was there and legit 3 cars, not 3, just 4 cars. Four cars in one single straight overtook him. Like it is such a bad feeling.
And in this Grand Prix, there was a moment where 4 cars was just going on like one parallel side. It's not IndyCar, you guys.
Yeah, it did feel like
Formula
IndyCar,
1. What's wrong with y'all?
And then Albon was like, "This is so dangerous. This is so dangerous." And Crofty be like, "This is not dangerous, man. It's racing.
This is
roasting
pure
on
racing.
Yeah.
Evil." So after that, dude, talking about Aston Martin, the green flags have been going good. They were in the top 10, both of the drivers.
Yes.
And
not just Alonso was performing, even Stroll was performing. So yeah, we can give
Stroll
him
was
that.
performing for a change. Like people are giving him curses and he's still performing. So good for him apparently.
Wolf is very much into consideration to change the driver, to change Logan Sargent and get Liam into the seat. There are 3 options right now he's looking up to. One is Liam.
Correct.
Second is Schumacher. And third might be Kimi, but most probably we might know that Liam will take his seat. Most probably if Wolf is
by the way, it's not Kimi Raikkonen, it's Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah,
Please.
the F2 driver.
Don't take him wrong. Jack Doohan is supposed to take Esteban Ocon's seat next year. And we all know that Esteban is going into Haas.
Yes.
So, and Kimi Antonelli is finally going to show himself his debut in FP1 in the next upcoming Monza. So
the rumors are still there that he has signed with Mercedes. We are not sure about it, but most probably he has.
But considering that he's getting the debut, so I think he has. He's ready for being the secondary driver of the team. And
is he ready?
People are talking. I don't know, but no. People are talking that that Mercedes pace is back. So why are they not? Why is still Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari? Please get it clear that Lewis Hamilton is going to Ferrari just because he wanted to drive the red Ferrari on the F1 track. And second of all, the things that Mercedes was not ready to offer to Lewis for his campaign and for his different investments, that is something that Ferrari is happy to give them. Like Ferrari has agreed to make him the brand ambassador of Ferrari, of course, and they are also providing him almost 250 million or 250,000. I'm not sure, not to the 250,000, of course, but they are providing him an hefty amount of money for their campaign, which is a very big thing. The LH44, the 44, that and the other drink brand that he has just came up with. So that is the reason he's going to Ferrari, and not because Mercedes is not performing well. And well, good for Mercedes that they are performing well. They can get their constructors next year.
But like this race, it was not expected from Mercedes to get their strategy so wrong. Like Russell came from P4 to P7, like because of that one pit stop.
I mean,
at the end.
there was a cheap pit stop for Lewis and not for
he
Russell.
had a
So
good
they
chance
should have
because
taken
there
care
was
of
a
that.
big gap between him and Perez, and there was an
Correct.
easy chance for him to get a pit stop, but
I
not
agree.
for Russell.
I agree.
I don't know what they were
Yeah,
thinking.
but now, I mean, it's fine, man. At least they did something out of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like the other teams that they are not performing at all. So anyway, well, that was the whole weekend. I
Yeah.
don't think so. There's many more updates
This
to give
weekend
up.
was pretty
And-
interesting in one pace also. Like
Yeah, at least
we
the
know-
F1 is back.
Yeah,
We
F1
had
is
a
back,
month
yeah.
of no F1 at all. We were so bored, and so couldn't get the script ready because his laptop was dead.
And one more thing,
Yeah.
it was Max home race, if you know, right?
200th race.
Yeah,
200th race.
home
Right.
race, yeah. And everyone was like Max, Max, Max. And you, if you have been seeing F1 for past 2 years also, you might know if Max wins, the orange smokes comes out, right? This time nothing
Yeah,
was.
there was no smoke
This
this
was
time.
no shouting, no smoke.
This was the most
nothing.
driest race
Driest race.
for
Yeah. They
the
couldn't
F1
digest their
fans.
homeboy was coming P2, and
P2.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't even happy about it. I'm like,
Very
dude,
happy, yeah.
at least appreciate the guy, man. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, well, that was the final crooks and updates about
Yeah.
what's happening with the F1 world. And we have a race. We have the Monza, where there are teams which are expecting to come out with black liveries. Like Ferrari is expecting a black livery. There have been some shots or some rumors, but we are not sure
Interesting.
about it just yet.
very interesting.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was the end of this podcast.
Yes.
It has been very small because there was nothing more to speak about. And keeping up with the automotive world in India, there's been Hyundai Alcazar that's been out. There's been Tata Curve EV, Curve Ice. Then there's Passault.
Citroen
Then
Basalt.
there's the good. Yeah. Then there's the good. Then there's the mighty Gorilla 450, which we both had the opportunity to have a test drive
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
and we have not been able to stop dreaming about it since then. And
Okay.
then there's been a rumor of Kawasaki versus 300 to come out later this month, or maybe in the year, which would be a flop again because obviously they would it would be overpriced. And
Overpriced,
BSA,
Kawasaki.
yeah, and BSA Gold Star 650s in India finally they managed to get the bikes out without any problems, and like the copyright name, because BSA is already owned by a cycling company in India. So yeah, that's off the table now, and now it's a single cylinder 650cc engine which looks very sexy. I'm not lying. It looks damn good, but Soham doesn't agree with me, so
Nah.
never mind. I mean, never mind.
It was way back
Let's
in
not
the
talk
time.
about him.
It doesn't.
Dude,
is
it's
a retro
okay.
bike,
We
but
know.
Yeah.
I know you love the GT650. So shut up. It's okay. So anyway, well, that was the whole weekend, and thank you so much for watching, and